Last time on Fandom Arson, the Cosby comic crew has been tasked with defending the Master Core. After a lengthy round of exposition which somehow overtook the review of Legend of Korra we were going to do that day. Seriously, it's coming. Don't you worry about that. Fellow Helix TV VJ Deep Dish manages to take the core to Hoenn with him, leaving thin crust and stock footage to review one of the most heinous things in animation, the Nut Shack. Meanwhile, B-Mask and Moji Kunihiko contact one of the arsonists around the world, Miss Haley Adams of the Holy Sextet. At her school, she gives him a disc containing a certain type of file from Deep Dish. What sort of secrets does the disc hide? And for that matter, how does it relate to the experiments? And the most important question of them all, just how the actual fuck did we end up pulling the story arc card? All these questions will be answered now. Hello, this is Thin Crust, and you're watching Helix TV. Guess what? Still Road to Oris. And considering how screwed I am without Deep Dish, I have decided to introduce a new segment to the show. One that honors the people who are put into very craptacular shows, and hell, even craptacular networks, in an effort to make them, well, less craptacular, with equally craptacular results. And thus this segment was designed to honor these brave men and women who chose to make the most of their situation of being forced to spin shit into gold by reviewing some of the works that shows some of that light they brought into the darkness. And what better way to start than with Incorporated! So kick back, relax, and enjoy some arsonist appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen of the mob, time to riot loose with a Fandom Arson of Breadweiners, episode 15B, Pizzawinners. Belts up, gang. We're about to land. This week we're going to chat about two iconic treasures of the voice acting community, Tara Strong and Candy Milo. And I just gotta tell you, the sheer amount of characters that their pipes breathed life into is staggering, to say the least. And the best part about Tara Strong is her unbelievably wide vocal range. I mean, if you could ask her to take cute and innocent little Bubbles and then age her up into a dry, emotionless Raven, I bet it'll be mind-blowing, to say the least. I dare you to request that from her at an upcoming convention someday. Though Candy Milo's vocal range isn't as strong as Tara's, she obviously makes up for it with an iconic voice and the ability to act in live-action performances. Now, this will be the point where I ask why the hell wasn't Candy Milo brought in to read for Jill Sadelstein, and then explain that you could have her act out her scenes with Sandler, and then have Adam Sandler act out the role of Jill's body through special effects like green screen and whatnot, with the obvious exception being poolside scenes, beach scenes, and cruise liner scenes, where she could show off in a bikini, because boobs. And then I'd finish it all off by saying that while the movie would still have some of the most obnoxious writing on the face of corporate Hollywood, it would make Jack and Jill a hell of a lot more watchable than what we got. But that would imply that Sony Pictures, the guys who own Happy Madison Productions, would actually be willing to do things. But the biggest thing they have in common here is that they had the task of standing around in a small, toasty, soundproof booth with nothing to do for hours on end, all so that they could lend their pipes to a group of animated illustrations who haven't the pipes to begin with. So we're gonna honor them today, good to fabulous. But what if it's an animated atrocity?
That's what good's for.
I guess I should explain the world this show takes place in. This world contains a special kind of rock that grows dough, which hardens into bread. Remember this, class, it's gonna be important later. And that's where the breadwinners come in, delivering bread flying crazy 'cause they can. Hell, they even say it on the theme song, which I'm not allowed to show you because Viacom is Viacom and just doesn't like criticism. But let's just get into the review already. We open our story in a city in the clouds, where our two lead ducks, Badoosh and Sway Sway, arrive at their destination. Yeah, those two green balls with yellow lips, they're supposed to be ducks. As the middle-aged butterfly receives his pumpernickel flower bread, he calls his loving family to feast as the breadwinners go on their way. And then, out of the blue, hey, nice touch with the Pizza Hut colors. I like that part of you guys. It's here that we meet two of this world's native pizza winners, Zuna and Roni, played by Tara Strong and Candy Milo, respectively.
Roni and I are here to save you from this bland, boring bread. Roni? Pizzazzle! Rocky Road Rigatoni, yeah!
Pineapple pepper, yeah! It's got you, alright?
Go with us, and we'll throw in a dozen free pies.
We'll throw in a dozen free loaves.
We'll give you cheesy sticks.
We'll paint your house.
We'll mow your lawn. And your garden, yeah!
We'll babysit your beautiful kids. No, we won't.
Kids, you're both pretty. Shut up. Oh, what do you know? I'm actually getting the hang of the stock footage. Unsurprisingly, all this commotion has led the larvae to prematurely cocoon themselves, costing them a family of customers. So how did they settle the score?
Settle it in Smash!
I know it's a long shot, but let's face it, would it make the show any better? No.
Whoever can make the most deliveries in an hour wins, and winner takes all. Yeah! Winner takes all!
I take it Candy Milo's gimmick is repeating everything Tara Strong says. I'm afraid so, boss.
Good thing we're smart enough to just walk away from an immature challenge like this.
But not smart enough to avoid Viacom's evil clutches, who would never pass up a proposed trope even if self-aware characters are extremely unwilling to go through with the trope in the first place. Our two lovable skanks had to Ketta's auto shop to be better prepared for the drag race, and guess who also so happened to be favorite customers of Ketta's?
Hey, Breadweiners! Wieners!
The pizza winners?
I know, shocking, ain't it? Ketta tunes up both vehicles with the power of dubstep.
If you push these big glowing red buttons at the same time, the two vehicles join together and...
Whoa. Join together?
There is no way that's happening.
Of course fucking not! At least, not yet anyway.
Ready, set, deliver!
We deliver bread in your beats.
We deliver pizzas in your face!
Hey kids! KO the up modes!
Pineapple pepper!
Booty kid.
Pizzazzle!
The fuck just happened?
Pizzawinners win!
Oh no, we lost.
That means we take your swamp pad, your bread mines, your rocket band, your magic poster, your pet frog, your clothes, and your best bap.
Ugh. No, you can't take my best bap. Hey, let me down.
What part of all did you not understand?
Oh, Sway, your pain and suffering is so delicious. But not as delicious as this big old glop of pizza goop. You really ought to try this, Master H. I cannot, for I am covered in molten glop. That's okay. I know a workaround. Hey, crazy! Clean up an aisle, bro!
Okay, who's next? Hi, what's your order? One extra greasy bacon balls pizza. Coming right up!
Bacon ball pizza. Can I please get some of that to go? And make mine party sized?
With pleasure.
Yeah, and that's on down the house! Suisuke comes to bust Badunce out. Oh yeah, Zuna and Roni are calling him Badunce now. Because that's how being a best Beth works.
How many times am I gonna have to shrug in this movie?
The Pizzawinners try to shoo away Suisuke by tossing pizzas at him. He dodges them with ease and the pies land in the water. And tossing food into the water is a no-no in this world. Because the monsters in the water tend to get hungry. You see what I mean? I'm sending a distress signal to Twilight Sparkle and her friends right now, Captain. Make it so, good buddy. And Moji. Yes, Captain? That thing in your hand. The shell is that. Oh, this? Haley programmed this disc for you. She says it contains something from Deep Dish that she thinks will be of use to you. How exactly? That's just it, boss. I just don't know. Well, that makes my job a hell of a lot easier. Ensign Takami, contact the previous hosts as soon as you can. With this sort of intel, we can at least expect Aoi to join in.
Aye, Captain. I'll send the intel as soon as I am able.
The duo head to their respective rocket vans, where they find themselves cornered.
What are we gonna do? Probably spend a lot of time being digested together.
Together? Eureka!
Wait a second. Together? Is that what the big red button does?
Big red button!
Bring it at the rear, man! Let's go do this thing right now!
Slice Meister Megazord! Armed for battle! Aw, man. Guys, we need to hoof it back to hyper time. We up and blued up a universe again. Captain, what the hell? That's like the third universe you blew up this month. Sorry, it slipped. So with the threat neutralized and the hatchet buried, the Breadwinners and Pizzawinners go their separate ways. But not before learning the obvious.
This pizza's not bad. You know, it's really just bread with stuff on top. Shh! Don't tell anyone.
Scout's honor, good buddy. Saying such slander in this world is obviously as baseless in this world as outright saying that the Pizzawinner characters are really just you guys with your Frankenbeans replaced with
Wide cable outlets keep on broadcasting me. All my new shows are shit.
Ladies and gentlemen of the mob, time to ride loose with a ranting Swede.
You know what really punctures my pumpernictors? Genre saturation! Lately it's been superhero this and superhero that. And there's just so many superheroes that I care about that I can go see in the movie theaters. I can't go bouncing theater to theater to see all my favorite superheroes.
If I wanted to follow one of my favorite manga universes, I'd read a comic book you
sitting on knees! And another thing, everybody's so hyped up for the J.J. Abrams Star Wars picture, but haven't you seen that movie before?
Because that's what happened to Star Trek, you idiots! Gigi! Sweet Gigi.
In the heart of Transylvania, in the Vampire Hall of Fame, yeah, there's not a vampire than the other. He won't fight beast the man, cause his adventure began, and things never went well.
Don't you love?
If you're looking for some fun, you can always count upon the wild one they call.
Don't you love?
Count Duckula.